Alright, welcome to Anime Predictions. This is a video that talks about your favorite anime and guesses what cliches are going to be in this anime before even watching the anime. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the anime called Shokugeki no Souma. And by looking at the title, the genre it is, and the plot summary, the genre says that it's an ecchi anime that has to do with school, and it's a shonen type of anime. And the plot summary goes like this. Yukihira Souma's dream is to become a full-time chef in his father's restaurant and surpass his father's culinary skill. But just as Yukihira graduates from middle schools, his father, Yukihira Joichiro, goddamn, his name sounds confusing, closes down the restaurant to cook in Europe. Although downtrodden, Souma's fighting spirit is rekindled by a challenge from Joichiro, which is to survive in an elite culinary school where only 10% of the students graduate. Can Souma survive? Alright, so in this picture and in the description, it already tells me the genre, so I don't have to guess what the genre is. It already tells me it's ecchi and it's school and it's shonen. So I feel like it's going to, since it has to do with like cooking and stuff, I think there's also going to be like some kung fu action type of element within it. Like they're going to somewhat parody a lot of action animes, but in a culinary type of way. So let's just say that in a situation where they have to have a competition who makes the best curry or something like that, they're going to like do the action, like the generic action moves to cook like curry and make the best curry and stuff like that. And they're probably going to scream out names and shit like they do in action anime when they're about to unleash a special move. They'll be like, curry special with fried rice. So not only am I talking about the genres, I'm already guessing the type of cliches within the anime. So not only by looking at the pictures, I see two women prominent within the poster. There's one woman on the left with like, I think like orange-ish hair, and the other woman has dark blue hair. I think this is going to be like the love interest to Yukihira. And I think the woman on the left is going to have the cliche of being like the angry bitch who's like irrational. Like, for example, you'll see Yukihira maybe go to the bathroom or go try to take a shower, and he's going to walk in and see her naked coming out the shower. It's going to be like anime cliches like that. Especially if we're talking about ecchi anime, I think the cliches are definitely going to be like a lot of panty shots. There's going to be a lot of fan service. There's going to be a lot of bleeding nose gush, and that's when a character nose starts bleeding or gushing out when any type of sexual content or some type of I guess fan service starts happening around him. There's probably going to be a lot of cliche title I named Grope Then Die. And this type of cliche is usually a situation where a male character accidentally gropes a woman, and then the woman gets enraged and just knocks him out, and he probably gets hit through walls once she knocks him out. There's also going to be another cliche title that I can call the boob fall, and this is another situation with a male character where he accidentally runs into another female character or falls on top of another female character and has his hand accidentally placed on top of her boob. That's usually a cliche in a lot of ecchi animes. So I already named the ecchi animes. Here's the titles. I'm just going to say it again. There's going to be bleeding nose gushes. There's going to be boob falls. There's going to be Grope Then Dies, where a character accidentally gropes her, and then the woman gets enraged and just attacks him. There's going to be the irrational angry bitch character, and I think that's going to be the woman on the left with like the orange hair. What other cliches do I think? Well, I think there's also going to be a lot of women with like ginormous tits, and I name those type of cliches watermelon titty women, meaning there's going to be women with tits that are the size of watermelon, or the girth and circumference of a watermelon. It looks like they stuffed two watermelons in her fucking bra. there's going to be women in like that in all ecchi anime, and I think this is going to happen in this ecchi. In addition to that, I do see other women within the poster, and I think they're also going to be love interests. I think eventually these women are going to fall in love with Hikira. I think that's his Yukira. I think that's his name, Yukihira, and they're going to follow him, and there's going to be like some type of competition within the ladies. And what I usually name this type of situation or this type of dynamic in ecchi elements, I call them love polygons. The reason why I call them love polygons is, like, in the usual sense of a love triangle, it's always like two people that are romantically interested with this one person. But in love polygon, there are so many different there are so many different women or men chasing after this one person, and that's why I call it love polygon, because there's so many different angles, there's so many different women chasing after this one woman, after this one man, I'm sorry. So I think this is going to be a love polygon situation. Alright, so I already guessed the cliches. Now I think what's going to happen within the anime, I think the stories basically, it's going to be like every other action story, but now it's just going to be focused on creating the best spectacular meals. There's going to be a lot of comedy elements in it, but these comedy elements are not going to really be that funny. I think there's going to be a lot of panty shots, I don't think they're really going to show, even though it's called ecchi, I don't think they're really going to show too many tits. I just think there's going to be a lot of situations where you're going to see them with women with their panties off, or women with their boobs bouncing, or women, I don't know, being in awkward situations where it shows what's going on in their upskirts and stuff like that. There's gonna be probably some story where there's just like a group of guys who are the best, or considered the popular or the best culinary artists, and they have some type of group or some type of gang, and they're probably like bad people, but they rule the school, and Yukihira is gonna be one of those guys who's like awkward and clumsy, and he's noble and has a pure heart, and he's ultimately going to form his own group and he's going to topple the current gang or popular group that's in the high school and stuff like that. It's probably gonna be something like that. There's gonna be a lot of love interest. I also think there's going to be another cliche that I didn't mention, and that cliche I named the harem playhouse. I think he's going to have his own apartment. In the very beginning, he's going to have his own apartment, or own his own place and stuff like that, and there's not going to be any parents around. But then as the anime continues, you'll see that more and more women are going to move in with him. For some reason, more and more high school women are going to move in with him, and he's going to have like an assortment of different beautiful women, sexy women in their like bikinis or in their panties, just walking around his house and stuff, and he's never gonna get laid by any of these women. So I think those are my cliches, or these are my assumptions of what's gonna happen in Shokugeki no Souma. It's going to be a general ecchi. Hopefully it's funny. I think they're gonna have a lot of action scenes, but it's gonna be action in response or based upon creating cuisines, especially a lot of Japanese-centered cuisines and stuff like that. But I think I don't know. Hopefully I like it. I don't think I'm gonna like it. I do see the guys. I'm looking at the guys at the bottom of the poster, and I think these are the bad guys within the high school that's going to try to stop Yukihira, but I don't know. Hopefully it's good. I'm going to watch 5 episodes, and then I'm going to give you my real take on what it is.